Good evening students, I am Vibhuti Sharma, your maths teacher, and today we are going to start our first chapter, Integers. Unit 1, Integers. In this chapter you will get 4 exercises, exercise 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we are going to cover the following topics in this chapter. Introduction means introduction to integers, then properties of addition and subtraction of integers. The following properties are there students: closure property, commutative property, associative property and additive identity. These are the properties that we are going to study under this topic, properties of addition and subtraction. Next topic that you are going to study is multiplication of integers and its properties. So you will learn how to multiply integers and you will learn the properties also. Closure property, commutative property, associative property and multiplicative identity. These properties come under multiplication of integers. Next topic, distributivity property of multiplication over addition and subtraction. So this distributivity property we can only apply over addition and subtraction of integers. Then last topic, properties of division of integers. If you want to divide the integers, what all properties you can use, that you will learn in this topic. Okay, so these are the main topics that we are going to cover in this chapter. See students, basically in this chapter you are going to learn how to use properties of integers for doing mathematical operations on it. Mathematical operations. What do you mean by mathematical operations? Adding, subtracting, multiplying or dividing the integers is known as doing the mathematical operations on it. Okay, so these are the properties that you are going to use and we are going to see each and every topic in detail. I will be explaining you each and every topic in detail. Let's see our first topic, introduction. Introduction to integers. Integers. Is this a new topic for you students? No, you have learned this chapter in your 6th standard also. So let's take a quick recall of whatever you have studied in your previous class for integers. Okay, can you tell me what is whole number? Whole number starts from 0. Look at the board. 0, 1, 2, 3. These are whole numbers. When you write negative whole numbers, -1, -2, -3, this complete set of whole numbers now is forming integers. It is forming integers. So what do you mean by integers? What do you mean by integers? Integers means positive numbers, 0 and negative numbers all together form integers. We show integers using number line. So look here, this is a number line I have already made. In between you will get 0. Then on the right hand side of 0, you will see all the positive numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. These are all positive integers. On the left hand side, you will get -1, -2, -3, -4. All the negative integers. So a number line has two sides, right hand side and left hand side. Right hand side shows positive integers, left hand side shows negative integers. Okay students, let's see this topic in detail. Always remember 0. 0 is neither a positive integer nor a negative integer. Not a positive or negative integer. Okay. And these all at the right hand side shows us positive integers. These all numbers shows us negative integers. Okay, can you tell me which is the smallest positive integer? The smallest positive integer is 1 and the greatest negative integer. I am not asking smallest, I am asking you greatest negative integer. Here the greatest negative integer is -1. Why not -4? Do you know the reason? This reason also you have studied in your 6th standard. Students, for negative numbers, as the number increase, its value decreases. Okay, so -1, after 0 the first number is -1 and -1 is the greatest negative integer. After -1 the next number will be -2, its value will decrease. After that -3, again the value of the negative, the value of the numbers will going on decreasing when in case of negative integers we are talking, when the numbers are negative, the greater the number, the lesser will be its value. Okay, so this is your number line, and in integer chapter you are going to deal with positive numbers, negative numbers. Here with negative numbers minus sign is written, but you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus sign is not necessary. Okay, means if it is simply written 1, you are going to consider it as plus 1. Means with 1 we are going to take as plus sign. With 1 there will be plus sign, but no need to show it. If no sign is written with the numbers, it is understood that the numbers are in positive. So this is the introduction to integers. Okay. Why we are using integers, students? What is the use of integers? See, sometimes you have to show some quantity with increase. That time you will show it with positive integer, but that if there is a decrease in that quantity, that time you can show it with negative integer. For example, temperature. Mostly we show temperature using positive and negative integers. Suppose the temperature of Delhi today is 23 degree, okay, 23 degree Celsius, but now there is a drop in the temperature. Okay, take example of winters. In winters there is a decrease of 5 degree in the temperature, so I can show it as minus 5 degree Celsius. Means there is a decrease in temperature, 23 degree Celsius decreased by minus 5 degree Celsius, so you will get 18 degree Celsius. So students, whenever there is an increase or rise in something, you can denote it with positive integer. Whenever something decreases or falls with some value, you can denote that value using negative sign. So this was introduction to integers. Now let's move to our next topic, that is properties of integers for addition and subtraction. So students, properties of addition and subtraction for integers. Look, the first property is closure property. Closure property is used for both addition and subtraction. So it is used for addition and subtraction both. Now closure property states that whenever you add two integers, you will get a integer only. When you will subtract two integers, again the result will be an integer. Look, suppose I have taken a and b as two integers. On adding a and b, I will get the result as integer. For subtracting two integers, again the result will be a integer. Let's understand this with one example. Suppose minus 2 plus 1 is equals to. So students, you have studied these rules in your 6th standard na? Let's revise that, then we will move to the properties. Plus plus, when summed up, you will get plus. Minus minus, on clubbing minus minus you will get plus. Then plus minus, on clubbing you will get minus, plus minus minus. Then minus plus, on clubbing minus plus, again you are going to get minus. So same rule we are going to apply here. Minus plus, minus plus minus you will get. So 2 minus 1, 1. Then what you have to see? You have to see which number is greater. So here 2 is greater or 1. Just ignore the signs. Take the numbers only. 2 is greater or 1 is greater. 2 is greater and it has negative sign. So in your result also you will put minus 1. So I have taken two integers, minus 2 and 1. I added them and I got the result again as an integer. Integer minus 1. Let's take this example here, minus 2, minus 1. Now again my integers are minus 2 and minus 1. Minus 2 and 1. On subtracting minus 2 and minus 1, what we will get? First solve the signs. Minus minus, on clubbing you will get minus minus plus. Then 2 plus 1, 3. Which is the greater number here? 2. And it is written with negative sign. So in answer also you will put minus sign. So closure property shows that both the addition and subtraction are closed under closure property means whenever you add two integers, the result will again be an integer. When you will subtract two integers, the result again will be an integer only. So this is closure property. We can use it for addition and subtraction. Next property is commutative property, students. Commutative property you can only use for addition. It states that you can add the integers in any order. The result will be same only. Look here, a plus b is equals to b plus a. Here I have taken example of a and b as two integers. When I am adding the first to second integer, I will get some result. When I will change the order, means the last integer I will take first and the first integer I will take last. When I will add this two again, the result will be same. Again I will explain you with example. Same example I am taking. Minus 2 plus 1 is equals to, or shall be equal to, what is b here? 1. So 1 plus, in place of a I have to write minus 2. Let's solve. Minus 2 plus 1, minus plus minus, 2 is the greater number with negative sign. So 2 minus 1 is equals to 1. So the answer will be minus 1 is equals to, let's solve this side, plus minus minus. So 1 minus 2, again you will get 1, 2 is the greater number with negative sign, so you are going to show minus 1. So what you understood? See here, the thing is we can add the integers in any order, the result will be same only. Okay, so this is commutative property. Now third property is associative property. This property again you can only use for addition. This property states that for your convenience you can form groups of integers to add. Let's see, a plus b plus c, again a plus b plus c. Here in this one I have taken a group of first two numbers. I have taken their sum and then I have added it with the third integer, but here I have added last two integers and its sum with the first integer. It again will not make any difference. The result will be same in any of the cases. Example, 2 plus 1 plus 3. I will add these two numbers first. So 2 plus 1, 3. 3 plus 3, 6. Or 2 plus 1 plus 3. Now I am adding last two numbers first. 3 plus 1, 4. So 2 plus 4, again you are going to get the result 6. So you can see whether make the first group and add it to the third one, or the sum of last two integers again added to the first one, result is going to be same. So in associativity property we form groups and add the integers. Next is additive identity. For any integer, the additive identity is equals to 0, students. Let me explain you. See, whenever you add 0 to the given integer, the result will be that same integer. Okay. For example, in place of a I am keeping 2. 2 plus 0. So with integer 2 I am adding 0. The result will be the same integer. 2 plus 0 will be 2. Understood or not? Or if with 0 we are adding any integer, suppose 0 plus 2, again the result is 2. So for any integer the additive identity is equals to 0. Okay, means whenever you add 0 or any integer to 0, you are going to get answer as 0 only. So these are the properties which we are using for addition and subtraction. Closure property. Integers are closed under addition and subtraction both. Whenever you add or subtract two integers, the result will again be an integer. Then for commutative property, you can add integers in any order. So commutativity property is for ordering of integers. Associative property, you can form groups of integers for your to solve it conveniently. Then additive identity is equals to 0. Whenever you add 0 to an integer, you will get the result as same integer, or when any integer is added to 0, the result will be the same integer. So these come under properties of addition and subtraction. Now let's move to our next property, students. Properties of integers for multiplication. Properties of multiplication. The first property we are going to look is closure property. Whenever you multiply two integers, the result again will be a integer. See here, a and b are two integers. On multiplying, the product again will be an integer. I will give you one example. Suppose 3 into 5, 3 and 5 are integers, so 3 5s are 15, again a integer. Or let me take this 3 as minus 3. So minus 3 into 5 students, again first solve the signs. Minus is written with 3, here with 5, we are going to take 5 as a positive integer. So minus 3 into 5, 3 5s are 15, minus plus minus, in answer I will get minus 15. Then the next property is commutative property. Again it states that you can multiply the integers in any order, it will not change the result. For example, a into b, or you can do it as b into a also, means 3 into 5 you will get 3 5s are 15, or multiply 5 into 3, again the result will be 15 only. So in commutative property you can multiply the integers in any order. Then associative property, you can form groups and multiply 2 into 3 into 10. Here again 2 into 3 into 10. I will multiply this 2 first. 2 3s are 6. 6 10s are, you will get 60. Here also 2 3, here I will multiply last two numbers first, last two integers first. So 3 into 10, 30. 30 into 2. Again what you will get students? Again you will get 60. So in associative property we can form groups and multiply the integers. Then let's see the next topic, next property is distributivity property of multiplication over addition and subtraction. Okay, this multiplication property you can use for addition and subtraction. Let's see how. See the name distributive means to distribute. Here we will distribute the integers to add or subtract. How? Look, see, a into b plus c. This values are written in bracket and one value is written outside the bracket. What it shows? It shows that the value written outside the bracket is in multiplication with each and every value written inside the bracket. So what I will do? I will multiply a with b. A into b, ab, plus again multiply a with c, a into c, you will get ac. ab plus ac. Let's see it with one example. 2 into 10 plus 1. So what I will do, I will multiply 2 with 10 first, then I will multiply 2 with 1. So 2 10s are 20, 20 plus 2 1s are 2. So I will get 22. So you directly also can do it. 10 plus 1, 11. 11 into 2, you are going to get the result 22. But anyhow we are understanding the distributivity property, so I have explained in this manner. Now let's see again one example. Now 2 into 11 minus 1. So multiply 2 with 11, then subtract and again multiply 2 with 1. 2 11s are 22, 2 1s are 2, the result is 20. So this is distributivity property of multiplication, where we can distribute the integers for adding and subtracting. Okay, now the last property under multiplication is multiplicative identity, students. See, for any integer, additive identity is 0. You add any integer to 0 or 0 to any integer, the result will be that same integer only. Now here multiplicative identity means when you will multiply any integer with 1 or multiply 1 with any integer, the result will be the same integer only. See here, a into 1 is equals to 1 into a and both equals to a. For example, I am taking integer as minus 3. So minus 3 into 1, how much you will get? Minus 3 into 1, minus 3. 3 ones are 3 and minus sign. Now 1 into a. So now I am keeping minus 3 here. So 1 into minus 3, how much? Minus 3. So you can understand by this example also that whenever, okay, multiplicative identity for any integer is 1. Whenever you multiply any integer with 1 or whenever you multiply 1 with any integer, you are going to get the same integer as your answer. So multiplicative identity for integer is equals to 1. These are the properties related to multiplication of integer, students. Once more I am explaining. Closure property, you can whenever you will multiply two integers, the result will be again an integer. You can change the order for multiplication, so that comes under commutative property. You can form groups for multiplying, that comes under associative property. Then for multiplicative identity, for any integer, multiplicative identity is 1. Then distributivity property of multiplication for addition and subtraction. Just remember this Okay, this rule, A into B plus C on expansion or on distributing you will get AB plus AC. Same thing, A into B minus C, multiply A with B, then multiply A with C and then subtract. So AB minus AC. Okay, now our next topic. For properties of division, two things only students. See, A 0 divided by A is not defined. Example, whenever you will divide any integer with 0, it is meaningless because the result again will be a 0. Or whenever you divide 0 with any integer, again you are going to get as 0. Okay, look here. Whenever, now second point, A divided by 1 is equals to A. Whenever any integer is divided by A, the result, whenever any integer is divided with 1, the result will again be the same integer. Look, here I have taken example for integer as 5. 5 divided by 1, I will get 5, and if the integer is negative also, minus 5 divided by 1, you first simply divide 5 divided by 1, 5, then negative sign you are going to put. So this comes under properties of division. So students, these all points, these all topics we are going to use while solving our exercises, exercise 1 to exercise 4, and I hope each and every concept is clear to you. Your homework is just go through this details, just go through this topics, just go through these explanations once more. If you have any doubt, you can WhatsApp me and make your doubt clear. And in the next video, we are going to start with the first exercise, exercise number 1. That's all for today students. Thank you.